Hey guys, welcome back to another video for this Crocktober series. So we have had 3 delicious soups in the crock pot that I'm going to share the recipes with you guys. And I kind of jumped the gun a little bit on the whole weather thing because last week or the past week has been like in the upper 80s and now this coming week is in the low 70s. Like that is soup weather here in Texas at least. That's as good as we can get for the fall. Definitely shows up late here, but I do have 3 recipes. We're going to make a minestrone soup and then an Italian wedding soup, which actually was my favorite. Like I loved that, just the taste of it, the seasonings, it was just super yummy. And then we're going to end with a creamy chicken tortellini soup. So before we get into the first one, which is the minestrone soup, I actually forgot to share an ingredient. I was going over, I've already edited the first 2 soups, working on the 3rd one, and I forgot to share a seasoning that I added in there because I added it in last. I was going to just have this super easy and fresh like vegetable soup, but the taste was just a little off at the end, so I added in a bunch of this 21 seasoning salute by Trader Joe's. I love, you guys are, I mean, I use all sorts of seasonings, but the Trader Joe's mixed seasonings are definitely my favorite. Not sponsored, paid my own money, all that good stuff, but I did want to make sure that I mentioned that because you could use it, make it exactly how I'm sharing it with you, but to me, when it was all done, it was just, I don't know, it was missing something. So I added in this, lots of seasonings, and it was super delicious. So let's go ahead and get into these 3 crock pot soups that are perfect for fall. Okay, we are going to start off with this minestrone soup. I've got 1 can of petite diced tomatoes. This is 14.5 ounces. You could use regular diced tomatoes. And another can, so 2 cans of petite diced tomatoes. Tomato paste, I'm gonna add in about 2 tablespoons. So this is actually something new. I've never done this in any soups that I've made, but I saw it in quite a few different recipes. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. I'm adding an entire Parmesan rind into my soup. Now I just bought the smallest one I could. It's still a little pricey. This bad boy was like $4, but I love any type of vegetable soup. So I'm sure this is gonna be delicious in here, and you just set it in there. So that's what I'm doing. We're gonna give it a try. Now I'm adding in 4 cups of vegetable broth and 2 cups of water. So for my garlic, I am taking the easy route. I already have this crushed garlic in my freezer. So I'm gonna add about 4 to 5 cubes. And 1 cube is about 1 clove of garlic. 1 cup of chopped carrots, about 1 cup of chopped celery, and I diced up about 1 medium onion. Salt to taste, I'm just putting in about 2 small pinches, as well as some pepper. Same thing, I'm putting in 2. You can always add more later on. Half a teaspoon of dried rosemary, a teaspoon of oregano, and 2 bay leaves. I'm going to give this a stir, getting my lid on. So you could cook this on low for 6 to 8 hours. However, it is already late afternoon for me, so I'm gonna cook it on high for 3 to 4. I'm actually gonna go down to 3 because really it's just the vegetables that you want to get tender, those carrots and celery pieces. So I'm gonna cook it on high for 3 hours, but I do have some more ingredients I'm going to add to this once my 3 hours is up. Okay, 3 hours is up. But like I said, we are not done. Adding some more in here. I'm trying to find that Parmesan rind. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's gonna be good. All right, so I'm adding in 1 can. If you have fresh or frozen green beans, it's about a cup, but 1 can of cut green beans. I did already drain this, so it's just the vegetables in there. And then I have 1 can of dark red kidney beans and 1 can of great northern beans or navy beans. And I have those drained and rinsed, adding them in. 1 pretty large zucchini that I diced up. Okay, and now I'm gonna add in about 1.5 cups. I don't know if that was too loud, but I said 1.5 cups of this tortellini pasta, or just any kind of small pasta is fine. I'm just gonna stir this up and then keep it on high and I'm going to set my timer for 30 minutes, and then our minestrone soup will be done. Okay, soup is ready. I'm just going to, there's one right there, take out the bay leaves and what's left of the rind so somebody doesn't get this in their soup. I'm gonna top mine with a little extra Parmesan cheese, and our minestrone soup is served. This is my first time making Italian wedding soup, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a big hit in my house. So we are going to start off by adding, this was about 3 stalks or a little over 1 cup of chopped up celery. Also 1 cup of diced carrots. I chopped up 1 medium small onion. It ended up being just about a cup. If you have fresh garlic, totally use that. I am taking the easy route, and I already have this crushed garlic in my freezer, and 1 cube is about 1 clove of garlic, and I'm gonna add 3 into my soup. Next up, I'm adding in 5 cans of chicken broth. Time for some seasonings. Salt and pepper to taste. I'm gonna put in about 2 pinches of salt and just a fairly large pinch of pepper. We always have salt and pepper on our table at dinner time, so we can always add some more then. And then the main seasoning is Italian seasoning, and I don't know, about 2 teaspoons, maybe 3, a tablespoon. I'm gonna do fairly generous, so closer to a tablespoon. And that is it for the first part of this. I'm gonna get my lid on, give it a good stir first, and then I'm gonna cook this on low for 6 to 8 hours, just until my veggies are getting pretty tender. It is 30 minutes until I would like us to be eating, 35-ish. So let's go ahead and add some more ingredients. We're gonna be adding in an entire bag of Italian style meatballs. The bag that I have is 26 ounces. It's closer to 2 pounds. About 1 pound is fine. If you guys have like mini meatballs, those would be good. My kids are huge fans of meatballs. As long as they are pre-cooked, you're just heating them up, though that is the kind of meatball that you want for this. And this is my first time buying this kind of pasta. I guess it'd be nice for me to pick up the camera so you guys can see it. Acini di pepe. I'm not sure, but it almost looks like little balls. So I'm gonna add in a cup of these. It actually ends up being a lot just because of how small they are. See that? Just little itty bitty balls. So I'm adding that in. I'm going to give this another stir. Now that I've stirred that up, I'm going to get my lid on. I'm keeping it on low, and I'm gonna set my timer for 30 minutes. Okay, the little pasta pieces are done. I'm going to turn my crock pot off, and then I just grabbed a huge handful of spinach and just kind of roughly chopped it. So some pieces are real tiny, other pieces are bigger, but I'm just gonna stir this in, let it sit, not for very long, maybe 5 minutes max, just so the spinach can wilt a little bit into the soup, and then dinner will be ready. All right, so no, our kitchen is not done yet, but soup you don't really want to have in paper bowls. I just prefer the bigger ceramic bowls. So that is what we are using, in real spoons, because yum, soup. I did top this with a little shredded Parmesan cheese, and I did make a salad to go on the side, although you really don't need it. I feel like this is pretty hearty with, well, depending on the meatballs that you use, but there is our Italian wedding soup. Is super easy in the crock pot. Today is the perfect day for this creamy chicken tortellini soup. I'm going to be adding things to my crock pot in 2 parts. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using for part 1, which is the longest cook time. Very, very gross outside. The kids actually have the day off of school because of the weather. All the rain last night washed out some roads, and the buses are having a hard time getting to specific neighborhoods, so the kids have a day off. I've got 6 cans of chicken broth here. I buy these in bulk. Most of the time if I'm doing a recipe like this that calls for a lot, I do buy it in the bigger container, so whatever works best for you. But I do have 6 cans of chicken broth. I'm going to be dicing up using about 2 cups of baby carrots, 1 red bell pepper I'm going to cut up, also an onion. I was hoping I had a little bit of a bigger onion, but this is the best that I've got. That's okay. I'm going to use the rest of my garlic here. I have 3 cloves, it looks like. And then this pack of chicken has 2 fairly large chicken breasts in it. And then as far as seasonings, I like to use these already mixed one. I've been utilizing these a lot. And this one is the everything but the leftover seasoning blend. But if you don't have like a pre-mixed one that you like, really you could use anything. Let's see, I would use salt, pepper, maybe some thyme and red pepper flakes. That sounds really good with like a chicken dish. But let me go ahead and get all of this into my crock pot. Okay, I've got all of my ingredients in here and my chicken, which we will be shredding up later. Now I just need to add the seasoning, and I'm pretty generous when it comes to soups because I like flavor. So I think that will be good for now. We can always add more later on. I kind of go off the smell, and I really smell that. It smells so good. All right, we are going to get our lid on and cook this on low for 6 to 8 hours. Well, today started out really gloomy, but is definitely nice and sunny right now. So that's nice. The kids just had a free day off of school, really. My timer for 8 hours has 10 minutes left, but this chicken is already like falling apart. I'm just being really gentle since I do have a liner in here. I don't want to poke the liner. Not the end of the world if that does happen, but I'm going to go ahead and gently shred my chicken, and then we're going to add some yummy goodness to this soup. Okay, I think there's still maybe a couple bigger pieces, but as I am putting the soup in the bowls later on, I can shred those a little better. I'm just trying to, you know, take it easy on washing dishes and all that. It smells fantastic. So I have this like shelf stable on pantry ready bag, 12 ounce of tortellini, and I am going to add the entire bag into the crock pot. I'll give it a stir just so I can see how that chicken, yeah, okay, I did a pretty good job. There's still a couple pieces in there, but that's okay. See, there's one right there. We'll get that later. So I'm leaving it on low, putting the lid on, and I'm gonna set my timer for about 15 minutes and check on them. They might need a little longer, but tortellini cook up pretty quickly. Okay, they took about 20 minutes for me, but oh man, this is so good. But I'm not done. I'm adding in more. I already like took a bite of the chicken and the tortellini just like that to make sure that the tortellini was done. But now I'm going to add in ½ a cup of heavy cream. I might add a little bit more, we'll see. I'm gonna give it a minute. And then I did not measure, I just grabbed like a big handful of spinach and chopped it up. So it's really just how much spinach you want in there. And then I have some fresh parsley as well. I just like chopped off the end of a big bunch and I cut that up really small. So I'm going to mix all of this in. Yeah, I might add, I don't know, that looks pretty good. Oh, that looks really good. I'm gonna taste test this and see if I want to add any more heavy cream in here. I feel like I want it to look a little bit more milky, but I know that this already tastes really good. I love the way spinach looks in soups also. Like, oh, like how fresh and delicious does that look? I mean, to me, it looks fantastic. Okay, soup is on. I did not add any more heavy cream. I think this is good. I took a couple bites and now I am ready to get everybody's out so it can cool a little bit because it is hot. And we have this chicken tortellini soup for dinner tonight. Definitely perfect for the weather that Texas is about to get in the next week or so. All right, so those are the 3 Crock-Pot recipes I have to share with you guys this week. I am participating in Crocktober, so every Friday in the month of October, I am sharing new Crock-Pot recipes. I will have the previous ones that I've shared in the description box in case you guys missed them and you want more Crock-Pot inspiration. I am in my bedroom, and this is where I'm cooking dinner because kitchen and all that. Well, sometimes I do cook in the kitchen on like a similar table. It just depends. This table is higher, so it keeps the dogs off of me when I'm trying to get dinner together. I've had a lot of questions on why are you cooking in your bedroom and not in your kitchen? Well, because this table is higher and it's already set up in here, and hey, I'm just doing me right now, okay? Whatever works best, that is what I am doing just to get through this whole kitchen renovation. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy Crock-Pot recipes, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.